Hello and welcome to Horizon Dashboard Cinder as an admin. Today we are going to go through how to create and delete volumes, migrate volumes, create and modify volume types, and create quality of service specifications. The prerequisites for this course are going to be a basic knowledge of OpenStack and its services from previous videos and material, as well as basic information about block storage and quality of service specifications relating to storage. Our goal is to gain an understanding of how an admin interacts with Horizon Dashboard with regards to Cinder. The follow-up to this course would be things like Cinder as a user and Swift. To begin, we go to the Appliances tab and look for the DevStack Mitaka OpenStack app. And here you will see a couple of options. You can see the documentation or KVM attack. Now this will take you directly to the image where you can launch an instance from. But first you should normally create a lease and go from there, as explained in previous material. Here we've already created a lease, and we've already created an instance, an associated floating IP. One of the things about this appliance is that it requires a little bit larger of cores and storage. So the size recommended is M1 large. So for Cinder, the thing you're mostly concerned with is the volumes, of course, the storage. Using the admin profile under the volumes tab, you can see the volumes for all of the users. In this case, we are looking at some volumes that I have created using the demo, which is kind of like the normal user profile for DevStack. And here you can see the volumes that have already been created previously. I created these. The admin can themselves manage existing volumes as well as create their own volumes. And to do that, you would just enter in the appropriate information here. The next category is volume types. This is a tab that is exclusive to the admin. The admin can create volume types, and this could be just volume types in name, but more importantly, it could be volume types that actually have quality of service specifications associated with them. For this instance, I have already created the SSD profile, so whenever a user goes to create a volume, they can select SSD as the type of volume that they would like to create. And a way to enforce this is to create a quality of service specification, which you see down here, QoS specs. The name is SSD. The consumer is both the front end and the back end. For this, for the type of consumer, you would have to consult external documentation. It would depend on the hardware that you are dealing with at that moment. So these are the specifications that are already associated with the SSD spec. Okay, so let's go through how to create a volume type. You can create a volume type. All this does is assign a name to it. So we can just put HDD. That just created the profile, and now you can either create encryption as it says here, or you can view the extra specifications. You can manage the quality of service specification association. You can edit the volume. Edit the volume is just for the name right now, the description. And you can also delete the volume type. If you did need to delete a bunch of volume types, you could go through here and select several and then click delete volume types if you wanted. Well, there's not a current quality of specification association for this HDD, but we can create one if we want. So let's take it just as a back end. We'll just do HDD. Okay, and from there we can manage it. We can create, yeah, let's do a minimum IOPS of 1,000. And that's all. That's all that you have available. the actual keys and values that are going to totally depend on the hardware that you are working with. So now we've created a specification, and we can associate it here and there it is. It's shown as associated quality of service specification right there. I'm just going to point out that all of these commands in Horizon are more adequately controlled in the OpenStack CLI. Okay, so that's how you create quality of service specifications and volume types. So the admin creates all the volume type distinctions so that the user can then create the volumes that they need. The user is able to create their own volumes and they're able to delete their own volumes, but the admin sometimes needs to step in to delete their volume. In some cases the user will go to delete a volume and it just won't show as it's being deleted. For that, the admin can step in and can try to delete it themselves through the Horizon dashboard, or if it's being especially difficult, you can also do it through the command line interface. But to override the volume's current status, which you will see here as currently these two are available, they're not attached to anything. Normally you would suggest that the user detach their volume, etc. But you can do update volume status, and from here you can manually assign a volume status, such as deleting, detaching, error deleting, etc. In some cases that can sort of force the operation, but it still may not, and you still may need to go into the command line interface. One of the last things that an admin can do is an operation that can also be managed by the normal user profile, and that is to migrate a volume. Now for our specific scenario we're using DevStack, which does not have any other hosts available, but if you did have other hosts that were available, this is exactly what you would look at. You would see well, as you notice that I clicked on demo user volume 1, go to migrate volume, it shows the volume name, it shows the current host that it's owned by, and with this you could select another host within your project that you could transfer this volume to. So just to recap, from the admin profiles volumes tab, you can create and manage existing volumes, you can delete volumes, you can migrate volumes, and then probably the most important part of the admin profiles work within Cinder is to manage the volume types, and that's from the volume types tab, and then you can change the quality of service specifications as well. The admin user in as far as Cinder is concerned is very much like the normal user. It has all the normal privileges that the demo and or normal user would have available to them, and more, of course. For further details on this, I encourage you to look at the Cinder command line interface tutorial, because that will give you even more control than the Horizon dashboard. Thank you.